You got it.
All right, close the door for me. Thank you, sir. All right, close the door for me. Thank you, sir. Uh-oh, let me put this. Okay, Lord God, I ask that you give me the right words to say, Lord God. I ask that you work through me. Hey guys, what's up? All right. So, hey guys, it's been around. Pop Hood, what's up? It seemed like forever, right? Thank you, baby bird. Um, yeah, today is gonna be a tough one for me. Let me get us some little light music going, some little background. You guys like, share, follow, because today is about to be a serious word. For the ones that's been following me, you know I only come on when I got something to say. This platform is not of my own. This platform is God used me to God used me. Let me get all this music. See what's all gonna be on here. Yeah, so he used me to put a word out. So okay, that ain't what I want to listen to. I'm just trying to set up, guys, but we're about to get to it. So for the ones that's been following me, y'all know I come on when I got something to say. This platform, I use this platform just to get a message out, you know, whatever it is that God have me. And this platform is all about me teaching you how to stand in your purpose, how to operate in your purpose, how to be the best version of yourself, how to do what you need to do to become successful, you know. And it is so important to me to make sure that I am always reaching back and pulling the next person up. My goal is never to leave you stranded. If I started out with something of helping you or help guiding you, then I'm going to continue that. I am a life coach, so I took that, and that's how I created my Trinity of Fitness. It's called Trinity of Fitness. It is the spiritual, mental, and the physical aspect of your overall health and well-being, meaning you can't properly heal until you balance all three of those things. Now, y'all gonna have to forgive me because I am emotional, but we about to talk about it. So here's the thing. So I didn't want to come on here at all because I felt like I didn't have anything to say, and that's when I have the most to say, because your life is not your own. Your life is a testimony for the next person. So you have to tell your story. You have to tell your story because it's someone that's just like you going through the same thing. And the reason why you go through things sometime is not even about what may have happened, who may have mistreated you. You go through these things and you like, God, why is this happening to me? You know, I do right by folks. Why is this happening to me? Well, it's happening to you because you have to be a testimony for someone else. And until you get the point and understand that your life is not your own and everything you do has to bring him glory, then you're going to constantly go through things with the, whoa, it's me. Why me? Why me? And you'll never find your peace. So, as your life coach, that is my job to always keep it a buck with you. That's one thing about me. I don't like doing fake. I don't know how to do it. I don't know what fake is. So, you know, I've been going through everything's just been, you know, hitting me left and right. And I'm a tough cookie. I can handle some things. So, you know, it comes and I'm like, all right, cool. I'll fight that. You guys like, share, follow so we can bring more in. I can take some stuff and, you know, and especially now that I'm healing, right? Now that I'm healed and healing, because healing is a constant process, I'm able to look at things and but I react a little bit differently, meaning that I can take these things and not bottle it all in. I can take these things because I know it's not happening to me, but for someone else, meaning for you, for someone else, right? So I can be there to lift you up and guide you. Thank you, Chapo. Actually, Chapo, you're the reason I came on. Sorry, y'all. Get a little emotional. This is Life Coach Nye, right? So we're gonna get it in today. So so I've been sitting around and everything is that could go wrong is trying to go wrong in my life, and I'm like, nah, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. I'm good. I got this. So I sit back and I'm like, okay, well, God, this is what get me. This is what got me. I finally cracked today because I have so much on my back. I got so much that I have to do. And, and it's so crazy that I'm going through and people don't understand how empathic they are, that they were reaching out to me in this moment today and giving me words of encouragement. And today was the day that I actually listened in on other people's videos and I got strength from their videos. So Naisha, even with you telling your stories today, I was able to pull off of that energy and lift myself up, because I have to remember this is the things that I teach you guys, and I needed you guys to teach me that back to myself again. And Picasso came through and said some things, but I sat back and I'm like, okay, God, what is it that you want from me in this moment? Because I'm tired. you know, I got all these different projects going on and I'm sitting back because I want to do the woe it's me. That's my flesh. That's the flesh that's in me, right? The flesh in me is like, whoa, it's me. What about me? What about me? But at the same time, I have to understand that I surrendered. When I went into this new year, I totally surrendered. I went all the way in, right? I just let go of everything. Anything that I was holding on to before. Thanks, Chapo. Before the new year, I didn't take anything with me into this new year that can cause any kind of chaos, because what I'm going to leave behind is, if it's meant to be with me, God will bring it back to me. He'll be like, okay, sis, baby girl, you dumped all this, but this was supposed to be with you. So I want you guys to follow me. So I'm like, okay, God, I'm doing this. I wrote the book. I'm doing the workbook. I'm doing all this studying. I mean, when I say I've been studying hard. I've been studying hard about the different women, because it's something about the women that he want me to teach. He want me to teach about the women. It's not so much, hey, leave the men out. It's something about me, out of all people. Me, the tomboy, Coach Nye. Me, the one that would cuss you slap out. Me, the one that, put that feminine stuff to the side. That's only for work. And when I get home, throw a baseball cap on. Me, you chose me to teach these things. So, okay, I'll teach it. But the problem is, God, I'm tired. And I feel like I'm doing all this in vain. You gave me all of this, and I'm like, okay, if you gave it to me, and this is what I'm standing on, you gave it to me, that means I can handle it. That means that you trust me to handle this. So, okay, well, God, I need this. Well, I don't need it because I didn't get it. He hasn't given it to me, so that means I don't need it. Well, Lord, I would like to have a help, and he didn't give me help because obviously I don't need it, because he's going to provide. He has, and he will always provide the things to me. And I'm like, well, God, what is it then? Why am I tired? And it's because I need to rest, right? But how can I rest when you gave me all these projects? And I said, okay, you making me learn about all these women in the Bible. All these women in the Gnostics, all these women that just came throughout history, you making me learn about them. But where do Isha fit in this? See, I'm putting Coach Nye to the side. We about to keep it a buck. Where do Naisha fit in this? Where do Nye fit in this? And it kept going on and on. And I'm like, why did the Bible stop getting written? Like, it just stopped. It just, the history stopped back then. No more history needs to go into the Bible. And see, that's what people think, like the Bible is just in those times. No, it stopped being in those times because man got hold to it. What make us think that we not important enough in this time for the Bible to continue to be written? These are all the things that I'm just sitting around dwelling and pondering on with all the women and different things like that. And see, we hear about our women and we hear about it in the history. See, for some reason, man said nobody will ever be that special that they need to be in the Bible. So let's cut it here. You see how that go? And so I've been dwelling on it. I'm like, God, what are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to tell me? Because I don't understand. So he teach me about all these women, and I'm really, really, really learning how to understand some things. I'm trying to get a full understanding of some things. I'm like, okay, God, what do you want me to know? So we going into the different women. So going all the way back to Genesis, I look at Eve, right? She's supposed to be considered the first lady, right? The first lady. Now, she's the first lady, and she was considered She's considered the mother. She's considered the mother of the nations, the mother, the creator of all of us, right? She's created to be a help meet. I didn't say mate, a help meet. Because in Hebrew, this is how far he make me study. In Hebrew, that's what is called a help meet, which means to be the equal of, to help, to guide, to be together. You know what I mean? To be your back. But as it translated to English, it became helpmate. So when the helpmate, I'm looking at, okay, but what was so special about her, God, that I need to know about her? He said, I created her whole. Now let's put her to the side because we're going to come back to her in the end. So I kept going and I said, okay, Jesus' mother Mary. Okay, what do she have to do with Isha? What does this have to do with me, God? Because I don't know. In this moment, God, I need you to explain some things to me because I'm breaking at this point. I'm overwhelmed and I'm tired. He showed me that she was the mother of the new life, meaning that the Savior, the one that was going to guide us, the one that was going to teach us another way, put us and reconnect us. But what does that have to do with me? He was like, she's courageous. Well, why is she courageous? Because of the fact she was a virgin. She knew she could be stoned to death. She had to have that faith. She was a believer. She had the faith. She understood who her God was. She never wavered. I said, okay. All right. She was disciplined. She had trust. She trusted in God. Okay. Move to the side. Now we even got Deborah, we got Ruth, we got Naomi. We have all these women, right? And he's showing me how they never gave up. Deborah believed in who she was. She is a judge, regardless of what they said in those times about women in the ministry or anything. She even led, they had to come to her to help lead a war. Strength. She's wise. Same with Ruth. She had courage. She did not waver. She did not quit. Ruth said, I'm going to be with you to the end. Loyalty. Esther. She did not let the fear of man dictate what her purpose and her destiny was. She continued to move and go. I said, okay. Even go with Elizabeth. She understood what she was carrying was powerful. She believed while she was carrying John. She knew. She believed. Okay. Mary Magdalene. Everybody called her a prostitute, but in not one time, if you go back into the Hebrews and it doesn't say that she was a prostitute. It's just that scholars put the two and two together because that's what they do, right? They're scholars. They're going to research and they're going to put this to that. But it never says she was a prostitute. However, she did have 7 demons. And however, Jesus did drive them up out of her. And at the end of the day, they walked close together in everything. Made a lot of people mad. They didn't understand it. But she had wisdom and she walked with Jesus closely. See, another thing about her, I'm like, okay, God, please make this make sense to me. And then I read more and more, and guess what? She was financially stable. See, when you really look into it, what happened is scholars are assuming that she owned ships. She owned these things because she funded Jesus. She funded her and a couple of other ladies. They funded his whole ministry, everything about it. They made sure that the funds were there, right? She was financially secure. Now, okay. And she walked with Jesus. All right, cool. Okay, God, I see where you're going with this. And I'm like, okay, but God, what that got to do with Isha? He said, come on. Now he got me learning and I'm studying some things and I don't share everything I study with everyone because it's not for everyone. It's a message in there for me. And at one point, maybe I'll share it. But then we look at Sophia. Okay, God, what do Sophia got to do with me? Now, for y'all that's trying to figure out, Sophia, I ain't never read her in the Bible. She's not in the Bible, but she's in the Bible. She's not in the Bible, but some Hebrew scholars connect certain words to her when they talk about the Azar Connectu, and that is the helpmate. That helpmeet that's translated to helpmate. That is the equal to. So when you see that in the Bible, when you see virtuous and things like that, that's what they talk about, the Azar Connectu. Research that. So anyway. And what he showed me about Sophia is she had the same power as a connector. That's what it means, equal, as God. She had that same power. So I said, okay, God, break it down. And when he showed it to me, because I'm telling you, I've been crying all day. I've been feeling like, God, what am I not connecting? What's happening to me? Why do I feel like I'm disconnected? Why do I feel like I'm out here doing this and doing that? But I feel because I chose you. And this is what he told me. I chose you because of the fact you have integrity. You have everything that equates to the Azar Connectu. And that is you're loyal. Okay. You know, when leaders are not around, you're still going to do the right thing, integrity. Okay. You have leadership because you're leading my people and you're not leading them astray. Okay. I made you financially secure that you don't have to depend on no one because I keep asking for help. And I'm like, God, you want me to do all this and help? And let's go back all the way to Eve when it said help mate. Help meet translated to help mate in English. See, he gave Adam a help mate. Now, he even said, okay, let's look at Lilith. Okay, guess what? Yeah, she did her dirt. Yeah, she was out there. But guess one thing about Lilith? She was strong. She was arrogant, but she was strong. She didn't want to be equal to, she wanted to be above. She wanted the power. And so you can have the power and be prideful. But he let me know you're not prideful. Even with Delilah. She had the courage because she went up against a man that was stronger than everyone in the nation. That went up against a man that could have got rid of her just like that. Went up against him being slick. But she had to have courage to do that. So no matter how jacked up these people are, he still kept showing me the different things about him. And we go back to E to the helpmate. He says, see, I created Adam. And I created him. Pulled his rib, created you, and I created you whole. You don't need a helper. Man needed a helper. I created you to help him. And the reason why is because he needs you. Whatever I give you, you don't need man to help you. You just have to continue to believe in me because that's how I created you. And I'm telling you, I was just going through this and I'm like, God, and it gave me the aha moment. Like, you know what? I didn't take it literally as I don't need no man. No, what he's telling me is you're already whole. And then he showed me, because I'm like, well, God, you know, it's not that I'm not dating. I'm dating. I talk to people. But I don't want to be with that type of person because I'm healed now. I'm healed and I'm healing. So I don't look for things in a man. Before when they say, well, what you looking for in a man? I can run down a whole list. Oh, I'm looking for this. He got to do this. He got to do that. Now that I'm healed, nothing. Because when I'm looking for something in a man, that means that I'm missing something in me. And I need to fill a hole or a void that's in me. And so now that I don't look for anything in anybody. You just have to show up as yourself. The problem is guys show up in whatever they think that I want. And that's why I sit back like, well, God, when are you going to send what's for me, so I can, move along, right? And be happily ever after, right? And so he was just explaining to me that what I'm looking for, he already made me whole. I'm already good. But for you, he needs to be fixed. I'm at the place now that it's a point in time I'm like, well, I want to be that person that when they find me, they have to go so far in God to find me, because God needs to open my eyes to them. Because I'm not looking for you. I don't need anything from you. I'm not checking for you anymore. I don't care what you got going on. I'm still going to be cool with people. I'm not going to be angry with anybody. I'm not fighting with anybody. I'm not yelling with anybody. I'm not in this space that I am right now. You got to come find me. But I'm not easy to find. Now I'm that needle in the haystack because of the fact now I know who I am. You understand? So even though you may have done me wrong, I don't hold that against you, because that's what healing is all about. I don't see that anymore. So all today, while I was emotional, God was ministering to me about what it is that I should be doing in this time. And when it all boiled down, it was nothing. It was just receive it. Receive it. Receive. It's my receiving time. Like, I'm always there. I'm going to support you to the end. I don't care if I know you or not. I'm going to support you to the end. Matter of fact, I will hold your hand and take you. If it was up to me, if you're a singer, I'm going to hold your hand and walk with you into the studio and say, sign her, him now. I don't care if you're a rapper. Grab your hand, sign him, her now. You heard their music before? Nope. That's just who I am. So sometimes I just be wanting to step away, because it's like, God, do I have anything for them? I don't ever want to come on here and not tell you nothing. But I will tell you this, don't give up, because if it was up to me, just yesterday, I was like, you know what? I came upstairs to my office and I was getting ready to finish working on the workbook. And I was like, you know what? I'm not doing anything. I quit. Because I allowed flesh to tell me that I'm not happy. I allowed flesh to tell me, like, you know what? I'm doing all this for people. And so what? No, it ain't about me. I have to always challenge myself every day and say, it's not about me. I have to challenge myself daily. And that's when they say you have to die to self daily, because flesh will come up daily, all day, every day. And I don't want it no more. When I started this new year, I knew that whatever I'm going into this new year with, and I didn't go into it with nothing. I went into it with, my kids weren't even here. I'm just going to talk about in the physical, just me. I walked into this new year, it was just me in my home, and took it all in. And I had to shed some tears because I had to leave some things alone. I had to leave things where they were, I had to shed a couple of tears because in that time I was hurting about things and I left hurt alone. But I walked into the new year happy and peaceful with joy, and that's where I'm going to stay. So why wouldn't the enemy come to make flesh stand up? Why wouldn't he come? If joy, I create my own joy. I create my own peace. Everything that I need is within me. When I go into meditation now, I don't go with any music anymore because I don't need it. I don't need the hertz. I don't need the different vibrate. I don't need those things anymore. I'm able to go completely in and tap in with the kingdom of God that's within me. I don't have to have a word. I don't have to do anything, because I have finally mastered how to connect to God for myself. I finally did. And so make sure I didn't miss any of y'all comments. Hold on, guys. Yeah, I did this and oh God. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to slide this over here. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm telling you, man, I've been going through, but I ain't quit. I haven't quit. I have not quit. Thank you for the follow, Sparks, and forever. And thank you for the gift, Nicole, Naisha. Yeah. So in these times, listen, it is so important to always do right by people. It is so important to always be there for people. You just never know who knows or never know who needs you. And in my time of always being the empath and always making sure I'm there for others, and when I feel your vibration, when I feel your energy, I'm going to reach out. I'm going to have a conversation. I'm going to reach out to you. But in this season, it is time for me to learn to receive. And I'm receiving. So like I said, and I called you guys out. And Aisha, your videos definitely encouraged me. Chapo, thank you. Picasso's reached out. A lot of people reached out and they didn't even know that they were encouraging me. They didn't know they were encouraging me at all. They were just commenting. But man, I'm telling you, it's tough sometimes. It is really tough sometimes to go through. So, a couple of things that I was learning, as we talked about the different females in the Bible that God was just showing me and I'm learning about, and learning what divine feminine is in the Hebrew is Shekinah, right? And in the Hebrew part of that is that's the source, that's the God source, that's the other half, that's what they call it, right? And so I'm like, well, why is it not interpreted in the actual Bible? Well, you get to pick and choose whatever it is that you want to put where you want to put. Just like Jesus is a carpenter in some Bibles, and the Quran he's a prophet, in so many ways, and in some he's Sophia, which is wisdom, and his job was just to come down here and wake us up. That's what his job was. Wake us up. Thank you so much. Wake us up. And the reason why we had to be awakened is because we were taught that we had to reach out. Now, this is just my research, and you guys got to research it on your own. And I want to put this out here. My journey have been to find Jesus for myself and understand who is Jesus for myself. So it's not that I put out information to go against what the religion or what the Bible say. This is just me. And those are some of the things that I found in my finding of getting to know who he is. And it's not so much that I take everything and I believe in everything. It's just that I listen, I read, and I take what I need to take. Knowledge is just so powerful. But it doesn't mean that I need to come out here and talk to you guys about everything I learned. Because doing that, it causes confusion, especially in the time when you're trying to figure out who are you praying to, who is your God. So that's why it's so important and mindful for all you spiritualists out there to be mindful what you're putting out, because you don't ever want to lead someone astray. That's our job, right? However, but that's the thing. I was learning about the divine feminine. Yeah, and learning about the Holy Spirit. And even with this Holy Spirit, they speak of the Holy Spirit being feminine energy. And see, this is the part where we have to get away from. We get stuck on what color God is. We get stuck on, is it male or female? We get stuck on all things. But in the Hebrew and the different Gnostics, even though they don't really talk about what his real color is, and if it's, well, in the Gnostics they talk about gender, but for me that's not the most important part. Regardless of how they identified him, they identify him still the same, as a sovereign God, as a loving God, as a God that will always be there for you. But men, because we want to find out why, how can God create this without a woman, right? So even with, we go into the studies of, you got Adam, and it says he took a rib out of his body and created Eve. Well, some people, some scholars believe that it was written that way because the confusion of the human being, right? The confusion of us of, wait a minute, why did that happen? And why did this? Isn't there supposed to be a man and wife? Because our understanding is capped out at what we know of this world, this material world, is what we know of this world. So with that, we want to put God with a female. So let's look at it in that way. So in the Gnostics, they say, okay. Oh, y'all, thank y'all for the likes, shares, and follows, okay? The Gnostics, they say that I'm sorry, my nose itching. But in the Gnostics, they talk about him having a female, which is Sophia, right? And in different Gnostics, they talk differently. Picasso, thank you. I gave you a shout out earlier for your encouraging words. They meant a lot. And that's who Sophia is, the creator of Eve, right? Now, they say that Adam was created by woman, while they keep saying man is by woman. That's a whole nother story. That's something for y'all to research. So even though we learn about, thank y'all for the likes, shares, and follows. Even though we learn about Lilith, right? Why was Lilith created? They consider Lilith a myth. And the reason why she was created is because they had to fill in that gap and make an understanding of what are they talking about. So if you go to Genesis, oh boy, I think it's Genesis 126. I think I'm right. 126, chapter 126, he talks about God. He refers to us, and he said he created human beings. Thank you so much for the roses. Created human beings. And then in chapter 2:21, he talk about he created Adam, right? Well, not created Adam. He created Eve to be a helpmate. I keep saying helpmate, but it's originally helpmeet. And I try and make sure I use the right words because you need to Google the two. The reason why I translated back to helpmate is because English Standard, we have to find words that sound something close to the Hebrew. So anyway, so chapter 2:21, it talks about he created Eve from the rib, and he woke up and he was like, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, a woman. I'm gonna call you woman. You are my wife, blah, 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 right? And so most scholars try to, and this is what they call it a myth, because if you go back into the Gnostics as well, they talk about why was Lilith, where did Lilith come from? Well, they had to make somebody because he said in chapter 1, human beings, right? Adam was happy then. So what happened is they said, well, him and Lilith had a thing. Him and Lilith were married. They were together. That was the Ezer Kenegdu that we keep talking about. The Ezer Kenegdu is your equal. And that's in the Bible. Anyway, that's a whole nother research for you to do. And so she didn't want that. Lilith like, no, I don't want that. Then if we're equal, then that means no one's in charge. So what does that mean? So she was very of strength, powerful, ego-driven. It's about me. I want to be powerful. And if God would have said, okay, well, Adam is ahead of you, she'd have been like, no, nobody can be ahead of me. So she had to be ahead, right? So anyway, long story, you guys researched that. She's gone, and she went on about her way, destroyed, done with, right? So once again, it broke Adam's heart. And it's so funny how it reads. It reads like a love story, of a man brokenhearted. They always crying. When a man cry, boy, I tell you what. So he's crying and he's sad. He's hurt. My Lilith, my love, I loved her more. Back then they made everything poetry, right? So, got that, and then that's when God said, okay, I'll create a helpmate, which was in Genesis 2, chapter 2, and he created Eve. Now that's how the story go, but it's something for you to research. You know what I mean? That's something for you to see. But that's how Lilith came about, right? Yeah, it's more to the story. I know, Chapo. Boy, boy, boy. And then he was so excited when he woke up out of his sleep. He's like, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, there go my baby. Boom, 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 boom. He did that. He was excited because God created somebody else for him. So that's where Lilith come from. That's where that whole story come from. But it is a good read because some things will make you say, it'll make you be like, you know what? Why did they leave it out the book? Just like with the lost books, they call the lost books. And some even call them the Gnostic books, which is the other's disciples' account of Jesus. And it reads totally different from the gospel, which is the Matthew, Luke, and John. It reads a little bit different from them, but it reads the same, but it leaves out some stuff. And you just like, wait a minute, why would they leave that out? And a lot of it is about the woman. And they leave out the woman a lot because in those times, it was said that women could not be pastors. Women, priests are into ministry like that. Women cannot be up front. Women wouldn't even allow. You got to go into research mode, and women was not even allowed to speak up. So in the when they were in church, it wasn't called church, but still they were told to be quiet. And even in some religion now, they still be quiet. They're not allowed to speak up and talk. Let me tell you, I was watching the cartoon Mulan this weekend, and I'm big on watching things because they hide a lot of spiritual things in these movies, right? Especially the cartoons, because they can get away from it. And guess what? It was about a woman. It was about her. And I'm crying like a baby. And the reason why I cry when I watch these type of cartoons or movies or whatever it is because I see the bigger picture. I always see me in it. It's like God bring me to that point, because here was a young lady that was being forced to go outside of her purpose. She was being forced to be somebody that she wasn't. She wasn't into trying to bring, she wanted to bring her family, bring them what is the word I'm looking for? Not favor, but bring them honor, right? She wanted to bring them honor. See, in that time, women, to bring their family honor, they had to get married off. They had to, have children and go on. Well, with her, that just wasn't her thing. They put on all the makeup, they did everything, the costumes, all that stuff. But they forced her to go they forced her to go into this, get judged by this lady to see if she's fit to be married, right? And she went through all the pruning, all the different things. She went through all these things to go in there. And what they did was they told her, okay, the lady was like, well, do this. And she just kept messing up everything. So she was pretty much, they looked at her as an F up. That's it. She was just a mess up. Why? He didn't have no sons. He just had this daughter. So then when she would go out, she would play in the yard. She played with cricket. She didn't care. That was who she was. She knew her purpose was more than just that. She knew it was more than just that. So what happened is, now they came and they said, okay, to her father and said, well, you going to war. Because they done broke through and you going to war. She like, no. But the problem was she always spoke out of turn. She was supposed to be a child, and a woman never speak. You shut up and sit and let it happen. And she dishonored her father by stepping up, because he's a crippled man with a stick talking about but it's an honor. He going to war, but it's an honor for him to serve his country, right? So he didn't care. And he knew he wouldn't make it, but that was an honor. So she decided to go into his place. So she snuck into the military. She did her thing. Now, I ain't going to go through the whole story. But what she did was she was after her purpose. Let me explain something to you. The enemy will always try and force you into doing things that is not for you. The enemy will always try and force you to go in a direction that is not of you. And then when you fight back, you're considered crazy. You consider something wrong with you. You consider all these things. People looking at you crazy. They just like, oh no, she's kind of off. Oh no, what is she doing? And they talk about you and all these different things. But the whole time you're not going this way. What's going on? Hey, you're not going this way because that's not your path. See, what happens when you go down the wrong path, or when the enemy force you to go down a path that's not yours, you get lost. And what I mean by that is, let's talk about it, ladies. So you decide to get married, and you find out even before you marry this person, right? You know this ain't the person for you. But the family is like, y'all got kids, or whatever it is, y'all make a good couple. Look what else is out here. Look what we got out here right now. We ain't got much out here. So why don't y'all just do it? I mean, he ain't beating you. I mean, he paying bills. Yeah, he talk crazy to you, but he paying bills. Yeah, he belittles you, but he pay bills. Yeah, he ain't got no money, but he love taking out the trash. You see what I'm saying? The enemy will always try and dress up anything, just like they dressed her up in all this stuff to make her fit into something that she still messed it up. So the same thing with you guys. You get in these relationships, and me and I'm talking to you too, getting all these things because the enemy told you, and sometimes the enemy is your family. They are being used and don't even know they're being used. And they tell you that this is who you're supposed to be with, and then you go marry or be with that person, right? And then you're forcing yourself, and then you find yourself and you're lost. You end up gaining all the weight. You end up losing yourself with taking care of the kids, taking care of the family, the household, and you lose yourself. You don't even pour into yourself. You don't do your hair. You don't go get your nails done. You ain't got nothing. All you got now is some kids. Now the kids want some dogs. Now you got some dogs. Now you got a husband that go in, bring in all the money. And then when he decide to cheat, or she decide to cheat, or whatever the case, you got to sit there because now you looking at yourself like, who gonna want me like this? Who's gonna want me? I might as well just sit here and just settle. See, when you get off your path and get onto somebody else's path, meaning that your purpose, you know that this is not what you want to do. You know that this path right here that everybody's telling you to go down, you're like, that's not me. But you do it because you people pleased everybody else and you got on that path and now you're lost. You will never be, your navigation system, your GPS will not work in that. That's like a whole nother country. That's like a whole nother continent. See, it only works for this right here, this state that you live in right here. If it's in the state of Mississippi, your GPS work for the state of Mississippi and Mississippi only. So when you decide to go and get off your purpose and get off your path to get into somebody else's path, your GPS don't work. And guess what? Their GPS is foreign language to you because you don't understand that path. That's like taking you from having a silver spoon put in your mouth and you grew up in the suburbs and all of a sudden you want to go date somebody in the hood project that grew up there and been there. See, you don't know how to navigate. You don't know how to get around there. You're going to trust that this person that you're connected to is going to get you to the next level, is going to make sure that you have and make sure you have these things. But guess what? They're not, because you can't keep up. And when you can't keep up, you get left. And when you get left, now you're lost. Now you're in your wilderness. Now you're wandering around in the wilderness. Wilderness means confusion. Now you're wandering around in the confusion trying to figure out, how can I get out of this? How can I get back on my track? And see, then it's 10 years later and you're trying to figure yourself out. Now you get back on your path. That's what I'm saying. Stop forcing yourself to go in a direction that is not for you. That is not your purpose. Stay in your lane. Stay in your purpose. If it don't feel right, do not make any moves. You should not be moving and making any moves until you go to God and ask him, God, what is my next step? Order my steps. God, what is it that you want me to do in this moment? Order my footsteps in this moment because I am lost and I don't know which way to go. It's not about if your God is black. It doesn't matter if your God is white. It doesn't matter if your God got curly hair, long hair, blue eyes, brown eyes. It does not matter what you got going on, male or female. It does not matter. But what does matter is your energy, because the kingdom of God is within you. And whenever you feel uneasy and it's feeling like, okay, I got butterflies, or it's feeling like this, or it don't feel right, That is your spirit finally standing up and telling you, you should have had a V8. Would you stop doing what you want to do and let me control this ship? Stop saying, Jesus, take the wheel, but yet you still trying to cruise control. It doesn't make any sense. You want to put it on cruise control, but God, take the wheel, but you still controlling it. You can't. It's no way that you should be doing anything. See, I was a people pleaser. See, I did things that I thought would be right. I remarried again after I knew I left for a reason. Yes, I talked to people and dated people that I knew because I am spiritual. I do have gifts. I can see you. See, I know you better than you know yourself. But yet I never would stand up and tell them that. I would never say anything. And the reason why I wouldn't say anything because I didn't want people to say, oh, she crazy. Oh, now she's psychic. Well, I am. I am quite all those things. It's just that I had to grow. I had to grow and understand that why am I hiding my gift to make you comfortable? Why am I hiding who I am and coming off my throne to entertain you? Pop, you. No. It just is what it is. It does not make you cannot worry about what other people say. You have to, in this moment, go to God, and God is within you, and say, God, what is it that you need me to do? See, all this talking out loud and all this praying out loud and all these different things that you do out loud, guess what? You don't have to do all that. You can look me dead in my face and disrespect me, and the whole time I am telling the God within me, right? I'm telling my God, please forgive them, because you don't even know what you're coming up against. Do you understand? See, people don't understand that when you become spiritual, not religion-based. Hey, let's back up. Spiritual, not religion-based. See, you've always been spiritual. It's just that, like I said, the enemy said, hey, let me put a religion on that, because I need to control this. If I put a religion on it, then I have control over your spiritual gifts. Meaning that you're not going to tap in. And if you don't tap in, that means that I still can control you. You'll never know who you're supposed to be. That's why he put passions in your way. That's why he put people in your way that, oh, that looks good, so I want it. Just because it looked good. Let me tell you something. So let's explain this. So you got the gift of, let's talk about your physical gift, your man-made gift, right? Your man-made acknowledged gift. Meaning that you got the gift to read people. Now, you know you can go to school for that, right? If you work for certain government agencies, you can go to school for that. I don't even want to say the name, because if I do say the agency name, they're probably going to block me. But you can go to school for that. You can study behavior, body language, eyes, eye contact. You can study all those things. That's your man-made, and your man-made gift, you got an A in that. You're just good at that stuff. But the whole time, it's a spiritual gift. You can't just wake up and say, okay, I studied this. This is what it is. But what about if you tap into your spiritual gift of discernment? See, you thinking, the enemy have you thinking that this is a physical gift. Yeah. Because if you ever find out that it's spiritual, then you can see me for who I am. And if you can see me for who I am, then that means I'm exposed. That means that I have to keep coming up with new different ways. See, the enemy want to be lazy. He want to go down relaxation lane. He wants to be able to relax. He's been doing this for centuries, for years and years and centuries and centuries. He's been doing this since the beginning of earth, pretty much. So he's been doing this because he was plotting this scheme. And let me tell you how smart he is. Listen, Satan, the man is the most intelligent thing that was created. One of the most incredible things that was created. Because how? This man had, out of all the angels, 1/3 of the angels followed behind him. Now you got to be some kind of influencer to the same angels that they know God. They know that God can't be beaten. But Satan has convinced them that, hey, we can do this. We can beat him. We can do this. He has convinced them. You got to be something special to do that. Thank you for the gift. So what you think? You about to escape him? with your natural thoughts in mind. No, he convinced 1/3 of the angels that know God is going to win every battle, that know God coming up against him. They know God's wrath. They know God better than we know God. And he convinced them, hey, we got a chance here. If we stick together, we out of here. That's how intelligent he is. So you think for the ones that's around here talking about some God ain't real, spirituality ain't real, y'all wicked, y'all this, y'all that, y'all witches, y'all, what's the other one? Witchcraft, y'all going to hell. You do yoga, you're going to hell. You do meditation, you're going to hell. You doing all these things, you're going to hell. No, how about you going to hell? Because you're telling the enemy everything that there is that they need to know. You're the one out here worshiping, praying to the God of the material world. You're out here doing all these things, calling out things and calling this out, but yet you do not live it or speak it yourself. You're the one out here believing that, oh, okay, let's scratch that. We good. You out here believing and giving the enemy credit for everything. Listen, God removed somebody out your life. Guess what you say, Christian? The devil is working. He's just trying to come up against me. You don't even give your father credit. Matter of fact, you don't even represent your father well because of the fact, I don't even know why I got hyped up on this, because of the fact you guys are so quick to judge everybody. When Jesus did not judge everybody, he taught. So if anything, if you want to strive for something, strive to be an apostle. Strive to be that God choose me to teach. Strive to be of, the person that can be grounded, not the fake Christian of, I don't cast my pearls amongst swine. I don't do that. You're going to hell. You breathe that way, that's of the devil. You're going to hell. Scratch that. That's not what's going to happen. What's going to happen is you're going to have a conversation. You're going to meet somebody like Coach Nye, and there's other people out there that's going to guide you gently. And how do you guide them gently? Because you have prophets that's out here. They're out here, and they're going in. And people want to get on them and say, well, you can't speak to people that way. You don't know how God told that person to speak. You don't know if God told that prophet to go in and go ham. You don't know. And also the same Christians is the one, if I tell them, well, God told me this, they'll say, that's not of my God. Well, maybe we don't serve the same God because I know what God told me. Do you understand? But it's not for me. And I want you guys to understand this. This is your job and this is the homework that I'm giving you. Stop getting mad at people because they come up against you. Stop getting mad at people because they're telling you what you're saying is not right. Stop getting mad at people because they don't believe in the things that you believe in. You don't worry about that. Nobody can tell you what God told you. Now, if that prophet in the church or that prophet on the street came to you and said, God said this, I don't know if that's what God told them. But what my job here is to teach you guys to research. So in everything, you go back and research it. If somebody was to tell me right now, come to me and say, God told me to tell you this, I receive. But I'm going to have a conversation with God. Because at the end of the day, you are a vessel. You're a man. You are a vessel. I don't know if you took and interpreted with your own understanding to relay it to me. I have a close friend that told my brother, oh man, you going to hell. I said, wow. She told him he going to hell because, wait a minute, let me put my puzzle piece together. Told him he's going to hell because something, I don't know, they was downstairs. The thing was, they was smoking together. They was out there chilling, puff, passing together. And she talking about some, you're doing wrong. You going to hell. Well, you going to bust it wide open before he do. So make sure that you welcome him and show him the routes of which door he need to go in. Who are you to put claim on anybody? This is what you need to do, though. Stay in your lane. What it is that God told you to teach, then you teach that. But you don't go around putting your own understanding and calling people out because it make you feel good, because you want to show that you have the knowledge and you have all the understanding, because God only speaks to you. Ain't that crazy? It's the weirdest thing ever. So all y'all folks out there, listen, stay in your lane. Figure out what your purpose is, what your spiritual gift is. You work on that. I'm telling you, if you hone in only on your spiritual gift, right? If you focus on, you go to God and say, hey, God, what is my gift? You already know what your gift is. You already know what your gift is. So let's talk about it. Mine's is what I'm doing right now, teaching. However, I let people for years let me feel that I wasn't smart enough to teach. And it wasn't that I wasn't smart enough to teach. It's just that how they would look at me. But the thing was, I was teaching to the wrong dummies. You're not spiritually inclined. So I never brought it to the table. I never brought it to the table because of the fact you wouldn't understand it anyway. And then I would be wasting my time. Then I would find myself frustrated. So I went along with what I went along with, right? But no, stop allowing people to tell you what you need to do. See, my passion was working out, personal training, getting that body right. But my purpose is to teach. Do you see how close that is? A trainer and a teacher, right? A trainer is to train you, is to teach you, right? It has the word teach in it, but training you so you can do it on your own, to do something repetitively so you can do it on your own, teaching you how to do it on your own. Teaching is giving you the knowledge, absorbing the knowledge, teaching you so you can hone in on the skills that it is that you need. So you can become knowledgeable. You see how close they are? But see, what the enemy had me thinking for years is that my purpose was to personal train. No, that is a great thing to have. But what he didn't want me to do is tap into my spiritual gift, which is teaching. And if I teach you how to love yourself, if I teach you how to pour into yourself, if I teach you, then it's a possibility that I can ignite the flame within you. What Jesus was sent here to do was to ignite the flame in us, the kingdom of God that's in us. Do you understand? So teaching is my purpose. So with you, you know what your purpose is, but you might be living in your passion. It is so important to understand. I can come on here all day and bash everybody, right? And say, yeah. Yep. Let me make sure I'm not missing anybody. So yeah, so in the mix of all this, Picasso, yeah. So in the mix of all that, what the enemy did was cause confusion in my life. I was in a wilderness for so long in my life. I was so stuck on trying to figure out, thinking that this was the best. So what I would do, I poured everything into being a personal trainer. I'm talking about working out. I mean, my body was so cut. It was really tight. So I have pictures of my abs just sitting out. People think it's Photoshop. It's really not. Like, I was so tight because I poured into myself and I kept going and I kept going because I thought that was my purpose. I needed to show people that they can do it too. And I'm going to teach you how to get there. And it wasn't until finally I had an aha moment and went down my spiritual awakening, right? And I woke up on another side of understanding. And see, I stopped tapping into the physical. Something happened one day and I just started tapping into the spiritual. And once I started tapping into the spiritual, see, that was my awakening. That was God reeling me in. That was God reeling me in, like, okay, it's time. It's good so far. I mean, I done got some stuff off my chest, but yeah, it's going good. Uh-oh, what is... Okay. Okay, let me help you out. Yeah. Yep. So listen, I don't know, because I don't know what they talking about. And that's another thing, you guys, because it's time for you to stand up in your purpose. When you start going live, it's going to be hecklers out there. They're coming. People are going to come. They're just going to come, say some crazy stuff. They're going to but do not get discouraged. Do not get discouraged. I don't care if you got one person on your live. Do not get discouraged. Let's talk about that. Don't get discouraged. You don't run from that. Whenever you're operating in your purpose, sweetheart, the enemy is going to be there, front and center. See, I told you he was trying to be on the relaxation mode, or relax, meaning that he got this material world locked down. And because he got it locked down, because he threw all these people out here on the TV, and then he changed it to reality TV. Then he changed it. He's like, okay, now we got the Instagram, and now we got all these social media platforms. And then what's the best thing is all he got to do is do a trend, and everybody's going to be out there doing the same trend. Everybody's going to be saying the same thing. Everybody's going to be looking the same. Everybody's going to have the same hairstyle. Everybody's going to be all so busy chasing each other that he don't have to do the job anymore, because now once they start chasing each other, then they're going to start fighting amongst each other, and it's going to turn into a thing, and then this one going to be mad at this one. Then it's just chaos, which he loves. The chaos. So he can sit back and he can go on vacation. But it's the ones like the me and the you and the spiritual and those ones, because he already got the religion, folks. He already got them going crazy. He already got them fighting against each other, because one Christian told another Christian, you can't be a Christian and you driving the doggone cyber trucks in the church. You can't be a Christian and you doing the wave in the church. You can't be a Christian if you doing this, and you can't be a Christian. And he got them fighting against each other. So he's like, great, I mess all this up. The gospel. Oh yeah, listen. He made a reality TV show about the gospel singers, right? And he caused chaos within them. So now it's friction, because now they're like, why you on this and why you on? He got everybody going crazy, and he like it. So now he can sit back. But it's something about y'all spiritual folks that decided to go within. See, he can't figure you out. See, now he don't know which way to come at me because of the fact I don't speak about it. I just go within. I go within and I stay within. I don't bother nobody. I go within and I stay within. I got a question. I go within and I stay within. I talk to God within me. I go into meditation. Let me explain something to you. And I'm being so serious with this. I told you my testimonies are my testimonies. So I decided to never pray out loud again. I catch myself sometimes still doing it, but I'm like, you know what? I'm not giving the enemy no, because it's a habit. You've been doing it for so long, right? I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going within. I don't want him to hear nothing about me. Man, you've been beating me up all my life. Why am I don't want you to know nothing. This is my relationship with the enemy. I don't want you to know nothing about me. You've been harassing me all my life. You've been stressing me out all my life. You've been coming for me all my life. You've been sending this person, that person, all these different things all my life. The stuff that I prayed for, somehow you deliver it in a red bow with a flaw. But for some reason, I don't see the flaw until it ruins my life. No, I'm not letting you in anymore. So let me tell you, and this is so serious. There is no lies. There's no lies to be told. I sat in meditation. This time I decided I don't want to turn on no frequency music. I don't want nothing. No soft music, no jazz, no nothing, no gospel, no nothing. I'm going to master sitting quietly in my mind with no distraction. I'm going to master tuning everything out without any assistance, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm able to control it. As I told you guys, this one guy taught me about the ball, right? And the ball is nothing but energy. And then if you show this to somebody, I'm like, oh my God, it's witchcraft. She's look at this. She's conjuring up. That's not what it is. What I'm doing is honing in only on my energy only. Meaning that once I pull my energy out, listen, it's so much happened in that meditation. And one day I'll probably tell you everything that happened in that. But I'm going to definitely tell you this. So I'm sitting in my own energy. Listen, I done honed up my own energy. When you get your energy so full, you can't even touch yourself. In order for you to even press up against yourself or clap, that means that you have to force it. Because once the energy is going, and that's just within, right? Another story. Anyway, I keep hearing the chair at my desk in my room creaking. And it only make that sound when someone is getting out of it. Up, sitting in it, and sitting down. And I'm like, nope, I'm not opening my eyes. I'm not opening my eyes. because I know what the enemy is trying to do. He's trying to make me break concentration because it's something about in a quiet moment, when you're in a quiet moment with God. And see, we all talk about, I go in my prayer closet and I just talk to God, me and him. But no. You talk to him. But do you really talk to him? I mean, spirit to spirit. See, you can't do that until you're in a very quiet place. And I'm like, no, I kept my eyes closed. I'm saying I'm not breaking concentration because he understands that in that moment, there's some powerful stuff that's going to happen. Listen, so I kept going. Nope. And it kept getting louder and louder. No, I'm not opening my eyes. I am not. I am focused on what's on the inside of me and I hear it, but I would not open my eyes. And then something else happened. Something else happened. So after that encounter, I finally opened my eyes and there was nothing there because I know it's nothing there. I know it's nothing there. But when you start to really go within, the enemy shows up. He don't show up like he used to show up. He's not going to show up like, oh, a thought or that. No, he shows up in the physical. He shows up in the physical. So if I would have opened my eyes in that moment, I don't know, maybe I would have seen a reflection or something. I don't know, but I did not care. See, I don't want to be nosy. I don't care what you got going on anymore. I don't need to know what's going on in this world anymore. I don't care. If y'all want to know what else happened, just DM me. DM me. Listen to me talking like I know some stuff. Send me a message in the inbox and I will tell you what else happened in that. But at the end of the day, that's neither here nor there. But the physical him will show up. Listen, I keep all through my house. Listen, I keep catching stuff out the corner of my eye. And my whole thing is this. I'm anointed. My house is anointed. You can show up all day, but it's nothing you can do to me. It's nothing you can do to me. You can't do nothing to me. Nothing. And so I don't let the fear of, oh, what's that? What happened here? See, it's something about when you go within and you become spiritual. You understand now that spirits are everywhere. No matter how much you pray over your home, they're going to be there. They're going to be lingering around somewhere. Either at the front door, everybody believe that, they ain't allowed up in here. Girl, boo. You can talk that mess all you want. Did you go outside today? Yes. Then guess what? One attached and came with you in the house. It's just what can it do while it's inside the house? What can it do when it's sitting next to you? What can it do? It can't do anything because you're anointed. Yeah. When you learn to go within, you can pray over yourself. Like I don't call anybody and say, hey, pray for me. You know, I tell people keep me in prayer, but at the same time, I be thinking like, man, you probably gonna put a curse on me because you don't know what you're praying. I am not here to disrupt the world. I am just here to speak my peace to help change the world for the better. See, you can't complain about what's happening in the world and then you're not doing anything. So you have to be the change. And how do you be the change? Well, this is a world of many people, billions of people. How can you change with everything that's going on? Food going up, gas prices going up, this going up, people losing their jobs. Even my job is on the line. You will never see me shake our sweat because, and I'm going to tell you, this is the first time in my life. Now, I always believed God, but I always kind of take it back. Like, thank you for the likes. Thank y'all for the shares and follows. Thank you, Sean and Tony. Thank you, guys. I ain't got my glasses on, but I'm going to get them on in just a second. So, hey, Vaughn, what's up? So, God, this is amazing. Thank y'all. So I'm not sweating because this is the first time in my life that I'm just like, I just totally trust God and I'm standing on that. I'm standing on that. Like I haven't shaken or said, okay, well, this is happening. Oh boy, what they gonna do? Oh boy, they done shut down some people. Oh, they done let this down. They done, shut this agency down. They done did this. They done did that. I just don't. See, I learned and mastered some things and then I interpret revelations to myself. Now, listen, this is a Coach Nye thing. interpreting Revelation. So said the mark of the beast and all these different things. And I looked at what 666 and I looked at all these things and I'm like, okay, this is part of the prophecy. Everything that we're going through is part of the prophecy. It's a lot of stuff I can't talk about because, it just ain't time yet. But then I look at, okay, well, what does that mean? What does the mark of the beast mean? What does that mean? It says that you won't be able to work without, if you take the 666, if you get it tattooed on your hand or you get it on your forehead and you get these things. But what does that mean? So your hands, that's where you work. This is your hands. You work. You work. Your forehead is where they say the third eye is what you think the control. So if they can get mind control over you through the media, right? The media get the mind control of you and make you think like, hey, it's the worst and I got to do this. And therefore, you're going to comply with what the government or whoever else and what it is that they want you to do. Same thing with the hands. So therefore, if they affect the hands, then you can't work, right? And if you are not working, then you're not eating. Well, for me, I just looked at it. That's how I interpret it because of the fact I can't be controlled if I belong to God. I cannot lose when I'm destined to win. He birthed me to win. Like that's my birthright, is to win, is to be successful, to be blessed, to have my inheritance, to be the best version of me, to be who he called me to be. That's what he birthed me into that. So how can I lose? How can I lose? Yeah. So that look, for me, cut it off. Listen, everybody looking and so busy on Kendrick Lamar, his performance and this, that, and the third. And did he do well? Didn't he do well? Y'all singing the songs. Y'all attaching the songs. Y'all doing everything. Y'all got all this thing going on. And you done interpret to turn the TV off to something else. And you done did this and did that, this, that, and the third. Which just so happily right here in this moment, turn the TV off is because what they're producing is mind control. That's why it didn't settle with me well. I didn't go to any of the Beyonce concerts. I didn't do any of it, right? But I seen the headliner, it said mind control. See, the mind control thing is all what you want it to be. So if you fantasize and you think of negative, then that's what your life become. If you get caught up and consumed in what's going on in the country right now, then you get caught up. You get stuck in that and you force yourself, then you worry, then you stress. I had a homegirl. She was worried about it. She like, well, what am I going to do when listen, I told you this is part of the prophecy. Let it happen. It has to play out. And the reason why it has to play out, anyway, I'm not getting off into that, but it has to play out. It just has to play out. You have to let it play out. Yes, you're going to be uncomfortable with some things. Yes, some things are going to happen, but you have to let it play out. But if you decide to disconnect from what's going on because you can't control anything that God you can't control it. This is God. This is a spiritual fight. This is a whole spiritual thing that you got to fight, and you can't win this battle because it's not about you. You're trying to fight something in the spiritual, physically. How in the heck? So let's look at that. So the spirit came to me, made me mad. And I'm out here talking about what up? How I'm going to fight the spirit, any spirit in the physical. You can't. You can't. And until y'all understand that you're going to constantly be stressed out, frustrated, angry, and anxiety driven. That is not going to, you have to definitely go within and you got to let it go. The control is these ties that they have that we're tied into. So we're so stuck on how are we going to look? If I don't do this, what will I look like? If I get with this person, what will I look like? If I get with that person, what will I look like? Man, listen. I have a couple of people lined up talking about some, and then I got one guy that told me this was exact words. Well, everything that's going on, but I mean, if you retire or whatever, if something happened, I could take care of you. So you think that you telling me that you can take care of me if something happened, boy, if you don't get on my face, because I don't need that. You think I'm going to be with you because you can take care of me? I just gave y'all the rundown of the women in the Bible. It was something about all of them when it all equals up, God made us whole. He made us the help meet. That's the Hebrew, was translated to help mate. to man. Man need help. Not saying, I'm not saying that, oh, no, I'm going to take care of you. I'm definitely taking care. No, I'm not taking care of you. But at the same time, I'm not saying that, hey, you can't do nothing for me because I'm an independent woman and this, that, and the third. What I'm saying is God created me that I don't have to force myself to be with a man because reality and what the world, the material world told me I have to. He created me that he's going to let us stand alone. We can stand alone. We lean on him because he's the big dog. He's the big dog. See, I don't want no puppy. I don't care if you're a millionaire. You still a puppy compared to big dog. See, I don't have to be with somebody just because, see, I'm not tapped into the material world. And in the material world, that's when we panic and say, oh, because everybody else that I know would tell me, girl, you better marry him. I wish I might. Why would I be with somebody and I don't even like you? I definitely just imagine you without clothes and it's like, oh, I want to throw up in my mouth. No, I'm not doing it. No. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. You don't have to. Chapo. No. But you don't have to just be with. I need you to stop stressing, go within, talk to God, allow God to take care of you. Men that's out there, it's grown men that's going through the same situation, and they're the provider because they were taught to be the provider. They were taught to be the provider. Men, if you step back a little bit, let that ego go. Let your pride go. Balance your masculine and feminine energy. If you married, then her masculine and feminine energy should be balanced. And then you step back and understand who your wife is to you. See, your wife is just not, oh, a dazzle in distress. See, you married a dazzle in distress. You made her. You were supposed to get a helpmate. I like to say the right word, helpmeet, but helpmate in English. You were supposed to get a helpmate. You chose to marry somebody that hands, I'm talking about, look like it should be in a commercial hand. Them hands so pretty because they ain't never touched nothing. They ain't never done nothing. You chose to marry somebody that can't do nothing for you, that can't help you. See, you did not marry that woman that God created for you. You married what your passion was, what the enemy said, hey, go ahead and get her. See, you didn't marry her as a connective. See, because if you would have, then guess what you would have done? You wouldn't be panicking because both of y'all would come together and she'd say, okay, I was created to help you because men, y'all always need help. Y'all always need help. Y'all's the most, I need helping folks in my life. Always need some help. Y'all don't even know y'all need help and we just show up anyway. Y'all be out there about to just be out there dangerous, drinking, about to fall off the cliff, and somehow we grab you like, come on this way. Well, they're going to go this way and walk into a bear trap. Come on, go this way. Y'all always need some help. Hold on, I'm going to get to you, single. Let me see who this is. It's okay if you're single. You got God. You lean on God. That's it. So y'all marry these women that can't help you do anything. Let me tell you with the women like that. When it all falls down, radio, yeah, all falls down. Yeah, when it all falls down, she's going to go find her another dude that's going to take care of her. And you're going to be sitting over there burning doggone, chopping down wood, making campfires, looking crazy, eating cans of tuna. But that's what you wanted. That's what you wanted because you wanted what looked good and what looked good on the side of you because you didn't look in your true mirror, the true mirror that shows you what you really look, because you think you fine. You got to get somebody that's fine like you. But see, you didn't look in your true mirror. What she seen in you was because the true mirror would have showed you that you're a clown. It would have showed your red clown nose. It would have showed your bozo shoes, your clown necktie. It would have showed all those things. See, she's seen that. That's why she with you. And that's why when everything goes wrong, she's going to go find another clown. Because y'all don't look in y'all true mirror. Y'all look in the mirror, that the illusion that's pasted on y'all wall, that's built into your home. You look into that and you say, I look good. I look good. I look fly. Come on now, your sweat. No, that's what you think you look like. But what she seen was a clown. And now you clowned out. Now you sitting there, look goofy. Now you trying to figure it out. Now you got to rebuild this empire. Because she done took that and ran with it. All because you wanted what looked good. Right? Women, you going after the clowns. Ain't no good gonna come to you either. Because eventually one day somebody's going to look at you in the true lens of clown. See, you run into those ones and you call them narcissistic. You run into those ones and you call them, oh, he act like a woman. Because now he's reflecting you. And you have no idea what's going on. See, you're looking through the true mirror now. See, when you meet that person that you used to get in your way and all this stuff and being the one being cuddled in the bed and all this, you real sassy and you all these things. And then when you meet the one that reflects the true mirror of you, then you say, oh, he's a bee, he's sassy, he's he too feminine for me, he too this, he too that. See, you call them that, narcissistic, he want more than me, I can't be with nobody like that. He asked me, he told me, well, you hold me, you spoon me. You know, I ain't spooning a grown man. I'm not gonna be from the back of you talking about some boo. No, it's not gonna happen. That's disgusting. But whatever, it doesn't matter. This is not my story. This is your story. So now you want to cut ties with him. You say something smart, he say something smart. You want to argue, he arguing. And you tell your homegirl, he too sassy. But some other woman is about to love him. Because what his job was to do was to come to you to reflect yourself, to reflect how you are. And that was supposed to be your wake-up call. See, God sent people. There's warning before destruction. He sent people. And that person that he sent, you disregarded and said, hey, whatever, I'm too good for this. I'm going to go find me somebody else. But God said, no, baby girl. This is the last time you're going to play with my sons. See, women think that God only answered to them. No, he don't. And if you read your Bible, you will see that he loved his sons. He loved his sons. So if you think that you about to play with his sons one more time, you got it wrong. See, now it's about to be destruction. And then that woman, everything falls away. Next time you see her, she done gained all this weight. She don't even look the same no more. She got patches in her head. I don't know. Edge is already gone because she can't afford the wigs no more to cover them up. No, she buying them fake edges, the ones that come out the package. I think you're supposed to lick it and then stick it on your head. I don't know how. When I seen one girl on TikTok, she licked it and stuck it on her head. I was like, okay, she got it. She did it. She did that. Yep, she definitely stuck the edges up there. But however, that's what happens. And the reason that happened to her is because she went too long from playing with his sons. She went too long. They did. They licked it. She licked it like a tattoo. Remember them tattoos you get out the gumball machine, lick it up, stick it on your arm, and then that's what she did on the edges. I mean, she did. But no, seriously, y'all know I get to plan too much. But listen, and that's what happened. So you can't go around playing with people. See, when the true mirror get put on you, then what? See, the thing was for me, all these people, because I was that one that thought like, he is too sassy. He is, I can't. No, he getting on my nerves. He always want to argue. But see, I took heed. Okay, God, you're trying to teach me something. So why is he irritating me so bad? Because that's how I act. Okay, let me fix that. See, I'm not going to wait for destruction. You sent me and self-reflected self. I don't like her in the true mirror. So, yes, I cut that person off because now you done made me mad because you done reflected me to me. Thank you so much. You done reflected me to me. So, and I don't like me, so I can't go off on me. So I'm cutting you off. I don't want nothing to do with you. But that was his job to come. And that's the thing. When people come into our life, They're coming into our life for a reason. We pick and choose how we want them in our life. So with me, I decided, okay, I'm going to try and date this guy when the whole time he was supposed to be teaching me a lesson. So I learned the lesson, figured out, okay, I am the problem. Okay, there's things that I need to fix. Note taken. Hey, you guy, please move. You go play with somebody else. Go do you got another job. Go find somebody else and teach them their job. So, but what do? We call them narcissistic. They this, and we put a label on them because we don't take accountability of why was that person brought into our life, because we're looking at everything in the physical world. Let's look at everything spiritually. When a person come into your life, find out, ask God in that moment, what is it that you need me to learn from this person? Why is what this person doing is triggering me so bad? Why does this trigger me so bad? This is very triggering. I don't like it. Listen, for a long time I didn't talk. And what I mean by talk is I wasn't one for conversations, unless I really knew you. Like, no, I ain't got nothing for you. I mean, I'm going to hold the phone. I'm going to do this. But it's just something about when God cleared my throat, right? As they call it, your throat chakra. When he cleared that up, child, I found any and everything to talk about because I had a lot to say. See, this was part of my awakening. I had a lot to say. And I wanted to talk all the time because you don't understand. I had it bottled up so much, so far down. And I had it so bottled up. And I'm just like, brrr. So I had this guy. It was a younger guy. And he's like, I guess in so many words, he was just telling me I talk too damn much. So, and then I'm not one for small talk. And I'm like, wait a minute. What was he talking about? So I'm like, you know what? He's just a messed up person. He's just a messed up individual. This, that, and the third. Until this guy was brought into my life. Listen. I was like, God, what do you want? Why you keep talking? Right. And when I spoke, I had something to say, but this guy, I'm just like, why you keep talking? I don't want to talk to you. I would tell him, I don't want to talk to you no more on the phone. I'm hanging up. Like, I became like a 12-year-old kid. I don't want to talk to you no more on the phone. Stop. What do you want? I don't want to answer the phone. He texts me. I would take 3 days to text him back. And, I've thought about with that guy. And wanted before destruction. So I learned that this guy was brought into my life to reflect me because I didn't know that I was doing that. I didn't know. But see, my story is different from his. He just a gossiping man. I mean, I ain't never seen a grown man that gossip. I mean, this is the gossipingest man. I mean, this man gossip about everything. You 50-something years old. Why are you gossiping like a woman? I mean, I feel like I just want to say, girl, give me the tea. Girl, I just feel like that's what I need to be telling him. I feel like I need to be crossing my leg, talking about let's go get some cocktails and let's have a conversation. Oh, tell me about today. And then I realized that he was rage bait because it's like every time he called me to strap up a conversation because he liked how I get riled up. See, when I get riled up, and he would talk about is everything that was happening in the government right now. And I would tell him, I don't care about what's going on. And he would keep going. I'm like, dude, I don't care about what's going on. And he keep going to the point. Now I've cussed him, slapped the hell out and hung up the phone. Like, stop talking to me. You stupid. I don't know why your mama had you. She had plenty of opportunities to swallow you, but she chose to have you. Now you bothering me. However, I shouldn't have said that. God forgive me. But listen, what I'm trying to get to, that was a reflection to show me me. That's something I needed to fix. Even though I was excited to talk, and the reason why I was excited to talk is because I hadn't been talking in so long. I've been shut up so much that I never felt that anything that I said was important. And then what I've learned is, on top of that, is the fact that the reason why I have nothing, it wasn't important in those people that I was talking to, is because they don't understand what I'm talking about. How can a high vibrational person talk to someone that's stuck in low vibration? There's no way that I would be able to have that conversation with them. You know what I mean? And they understand. Of course, they be like, oh man, she ain't talking about that. Oh, she crazy. Oh, this, that, oh. So I learned to just not talk. So that's what happened. So what God was teaching me is, hey, sweet little baby girl, I'm about to clear your throat chakra and I'm about to allow you to start talking. However, Holy Spirit, get my daughter because she's just going to be running her mouth and she's just going to be talking and she's just going to talk about everything. Round her up, round her up, round her up. This is one gift. He's given me my gift to speak with confidence. So now I'm able to understand what it is and what not to say, when to say, what not to say, because for some reason, I just assumed people would treat me how I treat them, right? So now they're looking at me like, okay, well, she ain't talking. Well, maybe that was something just going on in that moment when she was doing all that. No, now when I speak, I'm teaching. It's like when I'm speaking, I'm teaching. I really don't have nothing to talk about. When I'm speaking, I'm teaching. So therefore, if I'm not teaching, I don't have nothing to talk about. I'm using my listening ears because somewhere in this conversation, there's going to be a moment that I can teach. And if it's not a moment that I can teach, that means that I need to be a great listener. Oh, excuse me. So you got to know your audience, right? Knowing your audience. Sometimes my job is to just sit and be quiet. And the reason being, even though I have the answers to what everybody's talking about right now, it is not for me to speak because I'm not supposed to take the shine from someone else. And some people are so far gone, they believe anything that come out their mouth. They put a conspiracy together and it becomes their law. An opinion becomes fact. And they put it out there and then people are running with it. That does not mean just because I have the answers to say, hey, no. No, because it's a lesson for that person to learn. Because the people that's following behind them may look up to this person. It is not my job to pull them down. Now, don't come saying what you think about it, Nye. Okay, now you ask my opinion. See, you just don't go putting your opinion on everybody and just saying, hey, this is what I believe and this is what I know. And then you start telling everybody what to do. Listen, God has changed me within these last 2 weeks of him putting me into research. I mean, my voice done changed. I was sitting around like, wait a minute now. God, I don't sound hyped up like I used to. Look, and it was clear as day because there's no need. You don't need to be. And I was like, all right, cool. Because in this season, what's happening at each level that I accomplish, right, or that I master, what he's teaching me now is to learn how to speak, not from a place of passion. You know how when you become passionate about something, your voice fluctuates and you say some things and then all of a sudden, then boom, and then it becomes heated because some people may take it as disrespect. Well, what he's taught me and teaching me in this moment, especially learning about divine feminines and feminine period, is how to speak and not have to raise my voice or cuss nobody out. Now that right there, my friend, is something because boy, I tell you what, I was that chick. I'm gonna cuss you out, beat you out, and probably go tell your mama and cuss her out too. I don't know because you had them. I was just who I was. I was never the type of person to go pick on anyone or fight anyone. But my whole thing is don't come for me. I did not send for you. Do not come for me. Well, you did it. They came for me. Boom. Your fault, not my fault. Because now you don't understand all these 3 months of pressure that I had built up. Now you about to get it. Now I stayed quiet for a reason because I'm full of anger. And see, I didn't know I was full of anger all this time. And the reason why I didn't know I was full of anger is because I've learned to live with it for so long. I was raised to live in anger and be okay in anger. You don't know because that's what you were raised to do. You were raised to keep it within. You were raised to only go off on the people that's closest to you. So my kids used to catch it all the time. And I would always have to come back and apologize to my children like I did not mean that. And this is why me and my kids best friends, because we have conversations. They will let me know I ain't even do nothing. My little one, he's so cold with it. That joker will stand there and go toe to toe with me. Well, you said, I said, and it's like it gets me angry and angry. And his whole thing is, I don't care if you're going to whoop me, whatever you're going to do. I don't care. I said what I said. And my oldest will come to me and have a conversation with me like, Mom, do you think that you could have handled that better? Why you always got to be the adult? Well, somebody got to be the adult in the house because obviously I ain't, right? So me and my boys, we have great relationships because they're not afraid of me or what I'm saying. And then I also had to learn that all these people that I'm out there cussing out, just because they didn't say nothing didn't mean that they were scared of me. It didn't mean that, oh, I checked them, because that's what I thought. Like, I checked them and then nobody said nothing. No, they didn't say anything because they were more professional than I was. They were more confident in who they were. They looked at me like, okay, you're a clown. Okay, you have no class. Or they probably felt sorry for me. See, while y'all out there cussing people out, let's put the true mirror on y'all. The true mirror is this. While you out there cussing folks out and you doing all this and checking folks and this, then the third, and you think you done gave them one up and you done did this. That's not how people are looking at you. How people are looking at you is you slow. In some situations, you're just a little bit slow. And in some situations, they just look at, okay, girl, I just got out of jail. I ain't trying to go to jail. I got a lot to lose and I'm not about to go there with you. Or some people look at you like, oh, I feel so bad for her. I just want to give her a hug. You know what I mean? So don't think that every time you cuss, so save your energy. Every time you cuss somebody out, that don't mean that they looking at you like, oh, I'm scared. No one's scared of you. Let's just talk about that. No one's scared of you. And that's a reality that I had to learn, that no one's afraid of me. Just because I said what I said. Now, in certain situations, I said what I said and I stood on it. And it wasn't about y'all being afraid of me or scared of me. It was about I said what I said and you're going to respect me by choice of force. And if I got to force it about you, then it's a problem for you, not for me. And that does not always mean that you're going to put your hands on somebody. That means that cut them off right where they are. You will no longer have access to me. See, that's the most powerfulest thing that you can ever do, is to make sure no one has access to you ever again. Do you understand? When you mistreat me and I'm going to cut, that's the worst thing. I'm not cursing you out no more. I'm not fighting with you no more. I'm not losing no sleep. I'm not about to go home crying, talking about what did I do. I'm not doing any of that. I don't care. I'm going within and I'm going to walk away and allow God to fight my battles. He can deal with you because I'm not going to deal with you, because I'm going to cut you off. Because now what's got to happen is you're going to go through your months of feeling like, yeah, I did it. It could be days, weeks, months. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I did this. But the next time, because the revelation is going to come to you and God's going to show you who I truly am. And then you're going to feel like, I owe an apology. You may wait for years. You may never give it to me, but you know. See, the key thing is, you know, and you, the person that, you know, for me, it's like I have to be okay with knowing that God handled you and God is going to reveal who I truly am. You don't have to apologize to me ever. Matter of fact, you ain't never got to talk to me again. But if you decide to come back, see, it's the part that you have to humble yourself. You have to humble yourself and apologize or break the silence, right? Because some people are still too prideful to apologize. Me, I'm never going to bring it up again. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to check you and say, you treated me this. I'm not doing that no more. I don't care what you feel. Because at the end of the day, you know who I am now. You see who I am now. You know that it's nothing about you that I need. I don't need anything from you. I don't need a conversation from you. I don't need your money. I don't need your time. I don't need anything. Everything that I do for you and to you is by choice of the goodness of my heart. So if I speak to you and hold a conversation with you again, that's because I'm a good person. I don't hold grudges. I'm not doing any of that anymore. No. And that's how you have to be. You cannot sit around and allow people to dictate and control your energy and how you react to things. What sense does that make? Let's give a rundown. All right, bruh. You let this girl leave you. She done left you, took everything from you, done broke your heart. Now, listen to what I said. She left you, cheated on you, whatever. Broke your heart. Took from you everything that you did for her, bought for her, and she broke your heart. You heartbroken, because it's harder for men, and I'm not trying to, I'm telling you, my nose itching. This is my notification from God. Just leave me alone. Let me scratch my nose, okay? And so what happened is, okay, and you're sitting around, you're crying because you're heartbroken. Men take it a little harder because you were taught, this is learned behavior of how you should react, you know, to love. No one taught you. You were taught not to tap into your emotions. You were taught all these things, so you don't know how to navigate that, right? So since you don't know how to navigate that, you don't know how to deal with it. You know, what is love? That's something that you never really tapped all the way into. As far as love for you got tapped into is, I love my mommy, I love my dad, I love my sister, I love my brother, I love my close friend, I love my grandma. You see, you were taught to everything that you're close to, you love, but not in the sense of take away from that. See, this is your blood. To love another being that God created for you, right? That's why you dealt with her. Another being, you opened up and became the full potential of a man that you're supposed to be to this woman, and you don't know how to take it. Now you hurt, you're crying, you hate love. Love didn't hurt you. You're not going to be with somebody again. Love didn't hurt you. Love did not put you in this place. Ignorance did, of not knowing how to handle situation and be emotionally intelligent. That's what put you. That person hurt you. The people that raised you failed you. That's who hurt you. See, these are the things that hurt you, because the people that raised you, they failed you. So now, since you never was able to tap into your emotions, that's who hurt you. The people that raised you, that failed you to teach you about your emotional intelligence. That girl, that woman that you poured into hurt you. Love does not hurt. Love is kind. Love is of God. That's the highest gift of all. Love is God. God is love. It's impossible for him to hurt you. It's impossible. Love can never hurt you. It's impossible. I really need you to understand that it's impossible to hurt you. Now, if you want to put labels on love, conditional love can hurt you, but that ain't love. Love cannot have anything other than unconditional and agape. And that's what God gave us, that agape love. But at the same time, let's talk about unconditional love. See, that don't hurt you. Conditional love. That's kind of like somebody made that up to say, I love you a lot. I don't love you a lot. I love you a lot, but I love you a little bit. You know, like, let's give that in-between love. Like, okay, let's do conditional love. Like, okay, we're going to make up another word. I love you. So therefore, it'll sound like I love you. It's telling you I got emotions for you, right? That conditional love. I got emotions for you. I love you. But the conditional mean but. But we ain't together no more. It's to show you that I'm committed to you until, you see what I'm saying? So love can't hurt you. All these man-made different prefixes in front of the word love. Let's get to the root of it. Love can't hurt. It's impossible. How can joy, love is joy. How can joy not be joy? I mean, it's joy until you make it. But you can't make joy. But you can come up with another word. Sad. Sad ain't got nothing to do with joy. It's separate. Do you understand? Love is all these things. Love is kind. So somebody mistreats you, what you gonna say? Now you're gonna put the prefix unkind. No, get that out of here. Mean has nothing to do with kind. Stop put prefix in front of things to mean the opposite of. But see, they're still trying to tie it, meaning that they're kind until you make them mad, then they become unkind. No, they're kind. It's nothing else to it. They're not kind, then they're mean. Has nothing to do with kind. What the point I'm trying to make is love is love. It can't hurt. It can't make you feel a way other than joy, peace, happiness. You see? So now back to the man. You're crying and you're hurt. And the key word was she left and took everything. You poured into her. You gave her everything, right? Thank y'all for the likes, shares, and follows. Now you're crying. Now I really want you to think about this. You're crying over someone that was not a helper, that was a dependent. See, who you're supposed to be is with a helper, as a connective, a helper, one that's supposed to help you. You pour into me, I pour into you. You don't pour into me, I'm still pouring into you. We're pouring into each other. You know, we're regenerating, we're building each other up, we're helping each other because you my right side. I'm rocking, you rolling. You got my 6. I got your front. But you're crying over a dependent. Someone that couldn't bring nothing to the table. And if you brought it to the table, she can't cook it. Matter of fact, she can't even spell it. You want some fish, spell fish. She turned to Beetlejuice. 135. You know what I mean? She can. How's she helping? And you're crying over her? You're crying over her. Why? Why? What are you crying for? You're crying because you can't spend your money to take care of her? Because that's all that's happening. You're crying because you want to pour into her cup? Okay. But what are you getting out of it? It's not coming back to you. It's just you. That's it. So you're crying because you want to do for somebody that don't want you. I need you to look at it deeper. Women, same thing. You're crying. Now, you complain about this man that he ain't got no job. He at home playing a game. He that don't help you with the kids, don't help you with nothing. He out all night. He cheating on you. He this and the third. Okay, and you say, that's it. I'll get out of my house. Get out of my house. Get out. You ain't coming back up in here no more. Because this is the last time. This is the last time we ain't doing this no more. And I mean that. And then y'all go putting it on your kids and putting it on your mama and all that stuff. Mama over there with back pains because you keep putting stuff on her. Listen. Now you crying. You sad because you see him with somebody else. You want to go ruin his new relationship. How dare you? How dare you ruin that man's relationship? How dare you? Where you going over there ruining his relationship? You crying because he over there not doing nothing with somebody else? Man, it's a dangerous world out here, man. You is crying. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for the likes. Thank y'all for the shares. You is down bad. Because this man is over here doing nothing for her. You want him back in your life to do nothing for you. You doing nothing for her better than you did for me. That's the craziest thing in the world. I mean, he is, matter of fact, with you, at least he didn't help you with the kids, help you with the food, help you. He helped you with nothing. At least that's what you thought until you went over there. Until he went over there and you realized, oh, you ain't helping her put tissue on the roll? Oh, hell no. You went over there and ain't helping her do more or no helping her than you did over here. Ain't that crazy? Doesn't this sound crazy as hell? It's crazy as hell. But y'all do it. No. What did you losing sleep? What you crying for? What you losing sleep for? We're not doing that anymore. Listen, I had my fair share of listen, let me tell you something. When I went through my awakening, boy, my eyes was open. I had this one person, I mean, I really loved this person. I loved this person. Loved him. Listen, baby, when I tell you I love this joker, I know he did witchcraft on me. I know he did, a bastard. But I loved him. It was genuine love. Until I went through my awakening, I realized, oh, I got to be the craziest. Oh, hell no. How am I love somebody? You can't. Listen, when I say this joker couldn't do nothing for me, dude, you still stay with your mama. You can't even go get me a gallon of milk, a half quart of milk. You can't do nothing. He can't do nothing for me. Nothing for me. Nothing. Nothing. Not even hold a good conversation. He insecure. You know, he can't. Dude, just make me a bologna sandwich. Can't even do that. I don't know. And I got to thinking, like, what was I thinking? And listen, and what's so funny is he kept coming through my doggone my inbox, giving me these subliminal messages, you know, of gonna always be my first love. No, bruh, please, no. For the love of God, no. People gonna know I mess with you because you gonna make sure that you tell people that you know me. Because I'm a flex. Of course he's gonna tell people he know me. Of course he's gonna tell people he dated me. I'm mad. Like, why? Jesus God, why? Guess what? God, like, that's what you get because I pulled you away from this guy for almost 9 years. It was on and off, on and off. And listen, my friends couldn't understand. They like, sis, what? And like, it was so funny to them because they seen he was a clown. For me, I couldn't see. My eyes. It was my eyes. What is it? Boy, when I popped out them physical eyes and them spiritual eyes rolled, I said, oh my God. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. How can I get ahead of this? Because now that I'm ascending and becoming a better version of me and becoming where God operating in my purpose, how am I going to get ahead of this? Because he's going to be the first one. Yup. I used to date her. Yup, I did, man. And I used to love her too. She used to love me, man. I remember we used to talk on the phone and, you know, because he got a long beard. But, you know, I just... No, sir. Love is blind. Girl, call me doctor now. Go ahead. But I'm serious. Hey, Chapo, she about to pump me up. But I'm serious. I'm like, Why? Human nature, why? You do me this way. I'm trying to tell you. Listen, bruh. But I'm a flex, of course. And I can't stand it. When I date someone, they always got to tell somebody. Don't tell nobody I know you. It's a lot of people that are going to come out the woodwork. And I'm telling you now, I'm going to be embarrassed. I'm going to be embarrassed when they come out the woodwork because they think I'm sitting on something. You know, I'm going to start rapping. Go ahead on. But think I'm sitting on something. They going to come out like, yeah, I used to know her because back in the day, you know, she was kind of... Man, shut up. I got to get ahead of this. I got to see. Am I going to say, sir, I do not know you. Father God, who is this man? Who is this man? You know, but I did it. So I got to deal with it. So I'm going to be like Beyonce. I just ain't going to address nothing. I ain't addressing nothing. I plead the fifth. And the fact that they got to show up in the form of what they look like and then I got to sit back and because I ain't putting no glasses on because I know what you look like. You know, I was just going through some things and I ain't putting on no glasses because now I'm probably going to throw up in my mouth. But what I'm saying is when you go through things, you deal with some people. But when you come out of that, I need you to really look at the root of it and say, why am I reacting this way over a person that if I was on fire, they wouldn't even take the time to spit on me to put it out? Why? So in your healing process, you have to look at things for what they are in truth. I'm telling you, listen, we all do it. We all went through it. And it wasn't love. It was what I was missing. So I dated those type men, those guys or boys, whatever they want to be called, whichever one. Little monsters. I dated them because I was missing something. Do you understand? I was missing something and I was trying to fill a void. So I didn't care if you had, didn't have, or whatever. I just filled the void because I was missing something. So I didn't care. I didn't care. I just wanted to have somebody because I was going through. And so even breaking it down further, and as I get older and older, I start adding more pieces to it of why was I broken or why did I have that void? And it was because of fear. I was afraid of being alone. I didn't like being alone, even though I'm so tough. See, that label was forced on me because of the way I carried myself. And I carried myself in that way because I was never allowed to just be a girl. I was the only girl in the house. And I wasn't, outside of my mom, I wasn't allowed to just be sensitive because now my dad would let me, but then here come my mom. She's a hater. And here she come, I'm the woman in the house, she was the only woman in the house. It's like, well, whatever. She got to have it. So she had it. So I never got a chance to be able to sit in any kind of feminine energy. So that label of tough was set on me, but I was missing things. And what I was missing was love. I was missing, I moved away from my family when I was 19. So I was missing that, trying to have family, my real friends. I was missing my real friends that I grew up with. So I was bringing people that shouldn't have been my friends or I shouldn't have talked to because they wasn't on my level. You know what I mean? But they wasn't. And that's why they mistreated me the way that they did, because they needed to bring me down to their level. Do you understand? So I brought people in because I was trying to fill that void of family, close friends, that tight knit, relationships that I had growing up. So now that I'm 19, I don't know anything, and I'm far away from home, and I'm in the military. So I have a whole new life, really a whole new world. And so for those years, that's what I did. I tried to build a team. I build a family, build friends, build all these things. And it caused me to be hurt in the long run. And then when this person leave, I would be hurt. Now I got to hurry up and fill it with someone else. And so I was jumping from relationship to relationship because I didn't want to deal with that relationship when it was nothing to really deal with, because in actuality, the reason why I didn't feel I needed to deal with it is because there was no real ties there. It was that conditional love. I love you until I don't. Now move. So I'm bringing somebody else over here because I'm hurting. I need to just deal with stuff. You know what I mean? So it wasn't until I moved to oh God, Memphis. Jesus Christ. Lord of mercy. Let me tell you something. This place is different. I'm not in Memphis anymore. I'm on the outskirts of it. But it's different. Cultural. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. However, once I got here, I realized that, you know what, if this is all I got today, I'm going to be celibate for the rest of my life. I'm okay with that because it's different. It's different. So, and I realized that I'm the problem. Because this is their culture. This is their city. This is what they're raised in. It's a cultural thing. And so I don't fit in. So I definitely won't date anybody, So that's when I learned to really sit with myself. And but while sitting with myself, I learned to but what happened is I isolated. And people use that word so freely. Isolation, right? What isolation, when you think about isolation, when you add that up, they say God will isolate you, and I'm real big on words. So if you hear me, even when I say help mate, I always tell you what the Hebrew intent for it was help meet. But the closest thing that it can get to in the English translated was help mate. So I always look at words, because when you start breaking down words, then you understand some things. So, let me just say this though, before we get into that. So the As Connect dude, right? That is when they talk about the women in the Bible, the feminine and God having energy and all that stuff, um, feminine energy and all that. Yeah, so what that mean is that in the Bible, when they talk about certain things, they talk about Sophia. When you start educating yourself on things, this is something for you to educate yourself on. When the as a connected, what happens is in certain parts of the Bible, from the Hebrew on to the English version of it, you'll hear when you see virtuous woman. So when you see virtuous woman, when you see powerful, they'll use Ezer, and that's what that means. That's why in the Hebrew it interprets to feminine energy. Okay, so let's get back on topic. So with isolation, and you hear people say God will isolate you, God will put you in a place that you are, and he's working on you and this, that, and the third. I don't like to use that word. I like to use disconnect, because when you think of isolation, especially when you're dealing with people with mental health issues, mental, illnesses. Look at this. I did like this. I'm so sorry, y'all. Y'all not crazy. But I'm just saying we have mental health issues, and that mental health issues can be depression, anxiety, and certain words can trigger that, and then it start driving your mental. And so when you say isolation, what happens with that is you become depressed. When you think of isolation and you're already dealing with depression, you're going to already put yourself under that umbrella, and then you're going to disconnect from people, and then you're going to shut down, because God said, this is what they say, God will isolate you. And then here it is, you have mental health issues, and you like, well, this is what God want me to be. He moving me away from people because I'm going through this and I'm going through that, and he want to move me higher and make me a better person, so therefore he's isolating me from people. But yet your curtains are closed, it's dark in your room, and you're depressed. Only evil dwells in the dark. Explain that to you. Evil dwells in the dark. It does not know light. It does not know anything. That's why it's important for you to wake up every morning. Open your curtains, open your blinds, bring in the sunlight, let the energy recycle itself within. But so I like to say disconnect. God will disconnect you. And see, that helps you better with your mental. And it's not that isolation. You can't use the word isolation. I just like to use words that are neutral to the mental. So if he disconnects you, that means he's allowing you to stay present, that you know what's going on. You're not down in a depression. You're not sick and sad and anxiety. You know exactly what's going on. It's just that now he's showing you who people are. When they leave your life, you don't go chase them. You stand there. And as a woman, and when you're standing in your femininity, you have to learn to stand still. Yes, it may hurt, but it's not that you can't show it. See, this is the difference between things. A lot of people think, I'm just not going to show it. I'm going to act like it don't bother me, and this, that, and other. And then as soon as they walk away or go here and get in a quiet place, I'm going to cry and I'm going to be depressed. No, that's not what you're going to do. That's stupid. We're not doing it anymore. That's stupid. Excuse me. What you're going to do is acknowledge. God, sorry, y'all. Acknowledge that God is doing a thing right now in your life. You're going to acknowledge that he's disconnecting people from you, because you are the source, because the source is within you. God is within you, right? You already identified that. You know who you are. When God get ready to wake you up and make you stand in your purpose and your power, you're already standing in the correct energy. Whether it's your men, your masculine energy, or women, your feminine energy. You're standing in that, and you're ready to operate and receive. So when you receive from God, you're putting out. And what you're going to put out is of God, and it's going to come back in is of God. Do you understand? You're going to put out, bring glory to his name, and bring it back in. You're going to recycle these things. So when people disconnect from you, stop looking at it like God will remove people out of your life and this. No, when people start disconnecting from you, think of yourself as the electric company, right? In order for people to get energy and power, they have to plug into the source, which is you. God is using you as a vessel. Now you understand who you are. You are the vessel. They're going to come and plug into you, right? And God is going to say, no, cutting them off. You can't plug into here, because I'm not giving you any more of her energy. You cannot give your energy away. So when they're disconnected, when you disconnect them, because that's what's happening, God is within you. The spirit is letting you know it ain't no room over here. I ain't got no more output for them. Put it out. Let them go. You don't go try and find them and say, hold on, give me, I got a new adapter, plug it in right here. No, you're not going to do that. You're going to let them go because their time has ran out. Their time has expired. They had so many times to get it right because this is what your heart desired. And God was going to allow that to be your thing, but he is not going to fight them to be a part of your life. Do you understand? He's not going to do that because he understands that you are the prize. You are the prize because you are chosen. You are the prize because you're doing a new thing. You are doing your father's business and you're running your father's business right now. So therefore, let them go. You don't go chase anyone. It may hurt a little bit. Yes, guess what? If you're the energy company and you don't have nobody plugging into you and paying no bills, then guess what? Your business may suffer. So that's what it feels. It's just like, hey, it's this little suffer. I'm going to go down. But guess what? God is going to bring a new customer that's going to plug into you, that's going to amplify you, right? So you're no longer a power station. You become, the power company, the CEO. You become elevated. You ascend. God will bring the right people to plug into you, and you guys can't do nothing but ascend together. Do you understand? You become a force to be reckoned with. You become that big energy, that big old guava energy just out there that's just beating that everybody want a piece of. Because when you start operating your purpose, now they want to know who is your source. And you don't have to tell them anything. They're going to see God through you. They're going to see everything through you. It's not about materialistic things. Let me tell you, you can have all the material things in the world. You can have any and everything in the world. I have everything, the best of everything, best of everything. But hey, sometimes I'm still not happy. And it's because of I want something. I know I'm doing my job and I'm doing my job to, and I'm happy that God chose me to do the job, but it's some other things that I want. But I'm not going to let those other things that I want to dictate how this is. Sometimes I get a little down. Today I was a little down. Like, God, I want a helper. I need help. But God had to remind me, I was created. Women were created to be a helpmate. We were created whole. So tell me why you need a helper again when I'm here. I'm your source. You're right. Okay, God, look at you. And I had to get myself back on track. And I had to realize that, okay, let me reword this. Let me figure this out. If it gets to the point that it's overwhelming and then I can't do it on my own, that means that I need to sit and wait. Go into the customer service area and just sit there and just enjoy. Listen to your elevator jazz music. Listen to it all and just relax. Because what I can't do, he's going to provide everything. You listen, they just going to fall out the sky. Like, hey, after they hit the ground, get up like, dang, you know what? I should have had a V8. I don't even know what's going on. But I was sent to your house. I don't know why I was sent to your house. And I'm like, I know why you was here. Here, go and pick that broom up. I needed some help sweeping this driveway, moving this stuff around the garage. All right. You right. But I'm just saying, God is going to bring me everything that I need. I don't need nothing. I don't need anybody. I mean, I would love to have someone, but God let me know that he got me until he prepare the person that's supposed to be with me, that we will be each other's equal to help each other out. You know what I mean? And it doesn't always mean that it's a significant other. It's a man or, your spouse or whatever. It doesn't mean that. It can be a great friend. Do you understand? So listen, in the times, because I need to get off here because oh my God, it's 10 o'clock. I got to get ready to get myself ready for work and everything else. But I wanted to come on here and I want to thank you again. Thank you, Naisha. Thank you, Chapo. Thank you, Picasso. Who else? Latrice. These were messages that I got today, and you guys don't understand that y'all helped me in the moment when I was actually going through today. And to know that my words encourages you, I need you to understand you encouraged me as well. So you guys continue to speak your truth, continue to do your job, continue to study, make sure you research. I'm going to always come on here and I'm going to give you something to research it for yourself. And let's have a conversation about it. Okay. Once again, I am a life coach. If you need some life coaching, reach out to me, go to my website, or just go on to DM me and let me know what it is that you need. And you too, baby girl. And I'll make sure that I can find you a slot so we can talk. The first life coaching session is totally free. And that session is more so, you talk and I help you organize. And if I can't help you, then I'm going to refer you to somewhere else and give you some resources that you can go outward. Okay. And then I got personal training, whatever it is that you may need. If you don't know what you need, just book a consultation and we can have a conversation about it. My job is here to teach. And as always, I always forget to share my book. This is Trinity Walk to Self-Love. It is on Amazon, Walmart, and Barnes and Nobles. Get your copy because I'm going to be pulling it soon because I'm going to rebrand it, and I got some other stuff I need to do. I told you I got a million projects. And also, if it's some music managers out there, inbox me because I have someone that's looking for that. And for me and my business, oh Lord, I need a manager. I just don't. That just be my thing. I don't like asking because boy, you get what you ask for, and I don't need nobody just running up in here talking about some. Ooh, I manage everybody. I manage Beyonce. You don't get out my face. But no, seriously, you guys, let me know what you got. And if you guys want to collaborate, let me know. Got a lot of great things going on. You guys join the, subscribe to my YouTube, Chat with Coach Nye. It is in my bio as well. Now, all the lives that I do, I upload them on there. Right now, I'm currently getting myself together for season 2 of the Story Time with Nye, and we're going to discuss some things, and a lot of it is going to be about the divine feminine, and learning more about all the women that throughout the cultures and different things. So I'm doing a lot of studying, and so you guys just rock with me. Remember to pour into yourself, then pour into others. If no one told you today, I'm telling you now, I love you. I'm so proud of you, and thank y'all for joining this platform to listen to. And I hope you guys have a great night. Make sure you say your prayers. But yeah, so remember to pour into yourself before you pour into others. And only give others the overflow. God will pour into your cup into the overflow. Now, you don't pour out of your cup to give it to nobody else. You keep your cup. That's for you. That's for you and your family. That's for you. God blessed you with that. The overflow is for others. Remember, we are about to be the storehouse. The overflow is for others, not the ones that, well, I got a little extra so you can go to Disney World with us too. I got a little extra. We can go. That's not what that means. The overflow is you're going to be the storehouse now. God will send the people that need. He will send the people to you. So the discernment, he'll send the people to you. So you use that for them. Oh, thank you so much, Naisha. Now, the Trinity Walk to Self-Love is a guideline. It's a journal that you can journal things. I give you ways of thinking about, what triggers and boundaries. And I give you a little bit of my testimony. It's not a big in-depth book. It's a journal to help you find out what your triggers is. I ask you a couple of questions. You write it down. Now, the workbook that I'm working on is a 12-week workbook. And this book is a little different. This book is very special because this book is going to actually be tailored more to therapy classes, Bible study, things like that, because I want to make it neutral, because this is really a self-discovery of you. So this one is going to be more detailed, more in depth. You're actually going to be doing homework. So that's how I'm tailoring this book so it can be used in the colleges and therapy and different places and guidance counselors and cognitive training and things like that. So it's going to take a little bit longer. God is working with me on this, and everything that I do, it's all God's hands on it. So y'all rock with me with that one too. Keep me motivated. Keep me focused on that. So I'm about to get off here, and I love you guys. This will be on my YouTube. Good night. Coach Nye out.